Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about what it means to have the moon opposite to Mars in Synastry, this feisty, fun, explosive aspect. What happens here? So this one, I do prefer it to the square in Synastry, but that's just my personal opinion that oppositions are a bit easier to manage than squares. So whenever the moon is involved, there's a lot of emotional energy in a relationship, which is actually good. Like you want your moon to be aspected in Synastry rather than not. Um, Now, this one, we can really feel as the moon person that the Mars person can give us what we emotionally want, but at the same time, they irritate us or are cold to us. Mars can be kind of an aggressive influence over Moon. So, on the one hand, Moon feels like Mars is this assertive and dominant personality that can help give them what they want. But then at the same time, Mars can be too abrupt or too demanding of Moon that, yeah, they can really piss each other off. And it's hard to say who is more angry, whether it's Moon or whether it's Mars. Moon is going to be more emotionally hurt at times. Mars is going to feel that the moon is maybe too sensitive at times. But it really depends a lot on like the signs that this opposition is taking place in and the natal personalities. Like if the people are prone to be super aggressive or dominant or angry just from their natal charts, then this aspect is going to be more dangerous or more explosive. Now, if this is occurring with more passive or watery people, not Scorpio, the other water signs, then this is probably going to have more of the positive effects. So, a lot will depend on that. Now, this aspect does have the classic Moon Mars signature of sexual attraction and emotional attraction. This can be a baby making aspect, like all Moon Mars aspects can. Mars can really want to possess or have the moon in an emotional and physical sense. The moon can feel that Mars is the answer to their dreams. This is another aspect of opposites attract, where they sense that they're different. They sense that they're containing what the other lacks on some sense. So it's a really interesting one to see. It's really feisty. It can kind of show up in like that couple that's always arguing, make up sex, breaking up, getting back together again. And so it's definitely not boring. It's quite high on the passion scale, okay? Um, and for some people, it's gonna really be the relationship that they want. It's like the highs and lows are so drastic, and the lows will be less difficult if like this is taking place in nicer signs or there's other compatibilities. Like if you had this with like some moon Venus, it's gonna really soften it a lot and just really add that extra level of passion and attraction for each other and emotional connection too. So I mean, you have to look at the whole synastry, but in general, this aspect, we do really feel like we found what we desire as the moon person and as the Mars person. We feel like we found our companion. And yeah, it can show up in that kind of relationship that's rocky, but they can be really devoted to each other because there's so much passion. And like I said, the highs and the lows are so intense that we really feel like we're not going to be able to get this type of exhilaration and passion from another relationship, and we probably won't. So, um, it can definitely be a good aspect for a relationship if you like a more exciting relationship that is sometimes going to be frustrating. Um, the issue is that it can make two people on the offensive, at each other. And so, like with two already aggressive personalities having this aspect, you know, it really can bring out some ugliness. It can bring out selfish tendencies. That's something about Moon Mars synastry, is that it can definitely bring out selfishness. Um, if the Mars person has a tendency towards being cruel, cruelty can come up in this aspect. It can get nasty. It could get violent, although not as violent as Mars Pluto, probably, but in a sense, more emotionally damaging because the moon is involved. So, handle with care, handle with caution. This is definitely not a lighthearted relationship, but the two people can really love each other and really gain a lot of understanding about their true motivations. The moon can really learn a lot about their emotional self, and Mars can really become a better leader. So, just generally, Mars is going to be the leader here. So, in some cases, there's going to be mothering issues come up in this aspect. So, like, if man is the moon, or even if man is the Mars, it's like we're dealing with fourth house issues here. We're dealing with like pain from our upbringing in this relationship. So that's another theme of Moon Mars aspects in synastry, and specifically this one, that because it can be so emotionally triggering, we're healing our rootedness, we're healing our sense of security in life. So if this person is making you feel really insecure, you want to go back to the fourth house. You want to go back to the childhood, the relationship with the mother. That is going to show a lot of where this is coming from. That's going to show a lot of probably why we're in this relationship too. If it's just for the purpose of healing, this is what we're healing. It's the mommy issues stuff. Okay. So, yeah, it's an exciting relationship. You can really accomplish a lot with someone if you have this aspect, because you really get each other going. You get each other fired up. It's like, yeah, having, you have the fuel to really accomplish a lot with this aspect. And it can make both people more of who they are. The moon can feel more colorful emotional expressions, and like their life has been enhanced by Mars, and Mars can feel so lit up and so turned on and so alive being around Moon when they're not angry at each other. And when they're angry at each other, I mean, perhaps even more so, but then we're just labeling it as a negative reaction, right? So, yeah, I'd love to know your experience of this aspect. Was it like this? Was it not like this? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for your requests. Keep them coming. And we'll talk soon. Bye.